If you've heard gentle parenting is easy, it is not. That person lied to you, because gentle parenting is not easy. It's easier to keep doing the things that we were doing that for sure are not working, but because we're used to them, then that's easier to do. It's harder to break cycles. It's harder to do things that at first don't feel as natural or comfortable for us, but it's way, way worth it at the end. In the long run, when we see the peace coming back to our house, when we see our smiles in our children's faces, and when we see that we're really responding with what our children need. However, there are 7 things that I want to share with you to make your gentle parenting journey easier. So it is not easy, but to make it easier. I've been doing gentle parenting for a long time, and now as a parenting coach, I've coached so many parents, thousands of parents around the world, and these 7 tips has helped them not go nuts trying gentle parenting. My name is Marcela Collier. I'm a parenting coach and owner of Impact Club, parenting education online platform. And if gentle parenting is something that you want to learn more, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. Okay, let's talk about the 7 ways to make gentle parenting a little bit easier. Number 1, surround yourself with a community that lifts you up. That's so important, because gentle parenting could be a really lonely road if you try to do it on your own, especially that is not something that is as popular. Maybe you are the only one doing it in your family. So for that, it is very important to look for people, for like-minded people, even online, that you can surround yourself and then support one another. I heard you because, I have a large account on TikTok, on Instagram as well. A lot of people telling me, like, I feel alone, I feel that I'm my wit's end. That's why I decided with my friend Rachel Rogers, she's another parenting coach in Impact Club, to create a community of cycle breakers. It's called the Cycle Breaker VIP community. VIP because we want to provide you with a VIP experience compared to what you are already experiencing following us or following other gentle parenting creators. In that community, we want you to feel connected. We want you to build meaningful relationships with other cycle breakers, other people that are doing respectful gentle parenting and are breaking their cycle. They share their goals and their struggles, and they are there to support one another. Now, the VIP experience comes because you guys are not going to be alone. You are going to have the support from your parenting coaches, Rachel and I, because for that community, we are releasing a Cycle Breaker private podcast that every single week you get to listen to us and pour light into your parenting journey. So you bring to light blind spots in your parenting journey and break your cycle a little bit faster and easier than just the people that follow us. Another thing, you have a library of podcast episodes as we release them, a library of past podcast episodes and downloadable material that will help you as well. You are going to be able to communicate with other cycle breakers and even your parenting coaches in our Facebook group, our private Facebook group exclusive for this community as well. The VIP community launches on January 28th. And the best part of all, anybody could join because it's just $1.99 a week. So all you need is $7.99 a month and you can be part of this great community. That's definitely more inexpensive than going to the beauty salon and getting your nails done, right? Number 2, to make your gentle parenting life easier, allow imperfection. And I said because especially the people who want to do better, sometimes we're very hard on ourselves. The people who are like, okay, I was raised this way and I'm going to keep raising my kids that way, they're not as perfectionists or as overachievers are the ones who are really trying to change the way they parent. Because I know I know that you are very hard on yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. Allow imperfection. If you need to say sorry and apologize to your child, do so, but then stay peaceful, right? Don't carry that guilt with you for the rest of the day or the rest of the week, right? Allow imperfection. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be meaningful. The relationship and connection that you have with your children every day. Number 3, parenting education. That was a big one for me because you don't know what you don't know, right? You could have all the intention to break your cycle. I had all the intention to break my cycle, but I kept going back to the Latino responses. I grew up with the chancla and all those things. I wasn't throwing the chancla at my kids. I found myself doing a lot of things that my parents did to me just because I had no more tools. So when you actually invest your time, your energy, and sometimes your money, educate yourself, it will help you. It will help you. I did invest my time, energy, and money, and it was worth it. I know that parenting education could get expensive. That's why I have free resources in High Impact Club that you can access. I'm going to leave the link down below if you want to access the free resources, and you can start your parenting education for free, pretty much. Number 4, proactive thinking. So a lot of the questions that I get is, how do I stop this tantrum, this crying, this hitting, this biting? That's very reactive. Like if your child does, then you respond. If your child does, then you do. Instead of being of that back and forth of your child setting the tone, how the day flows, think ahead. Okay, my child usually gets tired around 11 a.m. So why am I going to Walmart right now? I could go, but then I'm exposing myself to a public tantrum. And if that's the case, okay, I know I'm going to be up for a public tantrum. So how can I minimize that or even prevent that, right? Thinking ahead. Instead of waiting for the tantrum to occur, then I know that my child, he demands a toy every time that we go to the store. Maybe I can talk to my child right before entering the store, instead of telling them like, you don't touch nothing because you're getting nothing. No, that's very authoritarian, but you can talk to them. Right now, we're going to the store to get some meat, some eggs. Maybe you can help me choose the eggs. Maybe you can choose an apple, your favorite apple. And like that, you're going to prevent most behavior, right? When you act proactively. Number 5, not everything has to have an immediate response. And I say it because when we want to do gentle parenting, we think that we need to attend to our children right away. Otherwise, we are not gentle parenting our kids, we're ignoring them. And that's not true. Sometimes we need to allow space for us to calm ourselves down, and even for our children to calm down a little bit more so they're able to talk. Not ignoring them or sending them to their room, but sometimes, for example, somebody asked me, what about if my child makes a mess on the sink and we need to go right away? And there is no time for me to do the talk and then let's pick it up together. There is no time for that. I'm like, just leave the mess there and then maybe revisit when you come back. The mess is not going to get worse. So when you come back, then you can help your child clean up, and then you can work on the discipline portion. So you don't have to respond right away. That's what I'm trying to say. Number 6, read your children. What do I mean by that? When we try to do this parenting style, we get tips from all over the place. And then as a parenting coach, I get that as well. People are like, I do the perfect nighttime routine I read online. I need to do the bath, read a story, and do this, A, B, or C. And then they're following like the perfect nighttime routine and their kids still struggling to fall asleep. I'm like, are you reading your child? How do you know that the nighttime story is actually that works for your child? You might heard that 8 p.m., 7:30 to 8 p.m. is the perfect bedtime, but does it work for your family? It doesn't have to be, as long as your child is getting the 12 hours of sleep, right? So what is the thing that works for your child and your family according to your lifestyle and what your child is really telling you? Other people tell me, I really want to help my child calm down. When I try to hug him, he runs away or he pushes me away. How do you know that your child needs a hug when he's in big tears? Maybe he doesn't. I'm that kind of child. When I was a kid, leave me alone. I like to calm down by myself. As long as I know that you are emotionally available for me, that's all I need. Not all children need hugs and kisses when they're in big tear moments. Number 7. This is a big one even for me. You don't have to keep up with the Johnsons. You don't have to keep up. I say it because I know on TikTok you see all these wonderful moms doing the crafts from scratch, and then the kinetic sand is not that you buy from the store, but they actually make it with flour or Epsom salt, and they put colors, different colors. And I'm like, I mean, in a way, I'm like, I'm not doing all that with my kids. I barely buy Play-Doh and just play. So you don't have to keep up with all that. As long as your children are happy and content, you don't have to keep up with that. One of my friends on TikTok, she's a gentle parent. By the way, she was raised with gentle parenting. Her parents did gentle parenting. She did a great TikTok that she was talking about, like, what we think we are failing on is what our children think we were the best of. We think we're failing when we just serve our kids pizza for dinner, for example. That's one thing that she showed. And in our kids' head, they're like, oh, mommy knows what I like. This is the best dinner ever, right? We may think that just turning on the TV and just watching TV next to them is, I'm not playing with them, I'm not doing enough. And in our kids' head, it's like, oh, I'm having quality time with my mommy. So you don't have to keep up with all the things that you see online. And that will make your gentle parenting life way easier. Again, the Cycle Breaker VIP community is launching this January 28th. You're going to receive your first podcast episode on February 1st. So once you register, go and join the private Facebook group. Go to members area and explore the downloadables, explore the materials, and I hope you get to join us in this community. You are going to see a link to join in our bios at High Impact Club on Instagram and TikTok, and Rachelyn Rogers' bio as well. She's on TikTok and she's on Instagram. Let me know in the comments which one of these 7 tips you are going to start doing today. Now, I gave you 7 tips to make gentle parenting life easier, but there are as well traps, 6 traps that discourage people from trying gentle parenting. And I said because I've seen those people on TikTok advising people not to do gentle parenting, not because they don't believe in it, but because they are discouraged for not seeing results. I want you to be careful of these 6 traps. I created a video about that. Is this one right here. Keep parenting your children with understanding. Remember, it only takes understanding to break your cycle. I'll see you next time.